Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is one you've been asking for forever. We're doing a full deep dive into every single Brown child from Sister Wives, and where they are now in 2026. For each of Kody Brown's 18 kids, we'll examine their most iconic moment on the show, the biggest life updates, a little social media tea, and where things stand between them and Kody after everything this family has been through. Alright, let's get into it. We're starting with Mary Brown's one and only child, Leon Brown, who was born on July 29, 1995. Leon is the only child of Mary and Kody, as Mary struggled with infertility during their marriage. From early on, Leon became one of the most talked about members of the family. One of Leon's biggest moments on the show happened in Las Vegas at Christine's house when they came out as gay to the entire family, Mary, the other wives, and Kody. It was emotional. Mary later admitted that her initial reaction wasn't as supportive as she wished it had been. In that moment, Robin stepped in and gave Mary a quiet pep talk, reassuring her that everything would be okay. Honestly, it was one of Robin's more compassionate moments on the show. Years later, in 2020, Leon came out as transgender. In 2022, they married Audrey Chris and gradually stepped away from appearing on Sister Wives, choosing a much more private life. More recently, Leon made headlines after publicly criticizing Kody. During his Special Forces press tour, Kody claimed he was working on repairing relationships with his children. Leon spoke up and said that, from their perspective, that simply wasn't true. The distance between them became even more noticeable after the tragic loss of their brother, Garrison. That loss seemed to widen some already painful gaps. As of 2026, Leon is keeping a pretty low profile, supposedly in Colorado. They do post occasionally, but they're nowhere near as active as they used to be. It's hard to say which of their siblings they're in touch with at this point. There was a rumor that Michael T wanted to rekindle things with Leon at Gwen's wedding before meeting them at her kids' ages. What's the status on that now? Who knows? Leon and Audrey also started a new artistic venture called With Love, AUD. Some monthly mail subscription service where fans get to receive Audrey's artwork and Leon's poetry. A little artsy, a little personal, honestly, it's kind of cute. Now let's talk about Logan Brown, born May 21, 1994. Logan is the very first Brown child, the original big brother, and in many ways he fit that role perfectly. On the show, he often felt like a second parent. He helped cook meals, organized his younger siblings, made breakfast, and kept things running smoothly, especially since Janelle worked long hours. If there was chaos in the house, Logan was usually the calm in the middle of it. Over the years, Logan has slowly moved away from the limelight. He made it very clear that he wanted a more private life. He may not even want to have children of his own, which, to be honest, after helping raise so many siblings, you can kind of understand. One of the most memorable moments he had on the show was when Robin missed his high school graduation. This was a big deal. Logan was the first Brown child to reach this milestone, and it was an emotional time. Since then, Logan has received his MBA from UNLV and married Michelle Petty in 2022. The couple has built a home in Las Vegas and has been living a normal, quiet life ever since. No reality TV, no headlines. Just normalcy. And sometimes, after growing up in all that chaos, normalcy is exactly what you need. Logan has been relatively quiet over the years, but there have been little hints that his relationship with Kody might be more solidified than some of his siblings. He even took in a few of Garrison's cats after he passed away, which was just such a sweet, personal way to remember him. He also gave Kody a shout-out for doing well on Special Forces. So, while we don't know the whole story, it does seem like Logan and Kody might be in a slightly better place than some of the others. Now let's discuss Madison, or Maddie Brown Brush, born November 3, 1995. Maddie has brought some of the biggest moments to Sister Wives. Her wedding to Caleb Brush was shown on the series, and she was one of the first Brown siblings to have children of her own. The audience was even able to see some of the early moments of her motherhood. Today, Maddie is a mom of 4. Axel, Evie, Josephine, and Amelia. She's remained especially close to Janelle and Christine. In fact, Maddie and Janelle are incredibly close. As of 2026, they're building homes next to each other and have started a joint business venture called Tata Farms, a flower farm they hope to officially open soon. It hasn't been smooth sailing. There have been some major roadblocks along the way, and fun little twist, the property may even have a bear den. Just your average day starting a flower farm, right? Even with those challenges, Maddie seems grounded and happy, fully in her mom era and building something new with Janelle. Next up is Hunter Brown, born February 9, 1997. Hunter had one of the most dramatic storylines during the Las Vegas era. When the family moved from Utah, he was really struggling with the change. Some of his most iconic moments were during this period, particularly when he resisted the change to Las Vegas. And who could forget when he playfully referred to Logan as Johnny Appleseed? Hunter went on to join the Air Force and had a successful career in the healthcare industry as a nurse. What's even more interesting is that despite all the resistance to the family's move to Las Vegas, he ended up living there for years and seemed to really enjoy it. He was seen exploring with his friends and brothers and has recently brought a new girlfriend into the fold, but change seems to follow this family. After 3.5 years in Vegas, Hunter announced he was moving on, this time to Alaska. He shared that he had made many wonderful memories and friends during his time in Vegas and that he had lived more life than I care to admit. You could almost hear the mix of gratitude and growth in that message. On to the next chapter. Now we come to Robert Garrison Brown, born April 10, 1998. Garrison's story is one of the most heartbreaking in the entire Brown family history. During the COVID seasons, viewers watched his relationship with Kody unravel. Kody had strict rules about distancing, and the tension between them grew heavier with each episode. Garrison had recently bought his own home and was working toward independence, but the emotional distance between father and son was clear. In March 2024, at just 25 years old, Garrison tragically passed away. His death was ruled self-inflicted. He was found by his younger brother, Gabriel. It was a devastating loss that shook the entire family. The grief that followed became one of the most emotional chapters ever shown on Sister Wives. Changed everything. Garrison was later buried in Wyoming with Kody's side of the family, something that reportedly meant a great deal to Kody. It's hard to even transition from that, but we'll gently move forward. Gabriel Gabe Brown was born October 11, 2001. Gabe was just a little kid when the show first began. Over time, viewers watched him grow up, and also watched some very painful moments unfold. Two of his most unforgettable scenes were when he revealed that Kody had forgotten his birthday during COVID, and when he refused to pack up his room because he was completely against the move to Flagstaff. Honestly, he stood his ground. And looking back, some fans feel he may have had a point. Gabe attended college in Arizona and has mostly stayed out of the spotlight in recent years. Many viewers still see him as one of the children most visibly hurt by the family's breakdown. He has since moved away from Flagstaff and is believed to be living in Chicago, possibly for love. In a birthday post, Janelle wrote, "Happy 24th birthday, Gabriel. I'm so proud of you and all the adulting you have done this past year. Moving to a new town and forging a new life. Way to go, honey. You can feel the pride in that." Now let's talk about Savannah Brown, born December 7, 2004. Savannah is Janelle and Kody's youngest child. She grew up mostly off-camera but became more visible in later seasons. There's a small moment fans still talk about, when Kody washed Savannah's feet. Robin later said that moment helped seal the deal for her in believing Kody was a great dad. It's interesting how one small gesture can mean so much to someone. Savannah also had to live in the RV with Janelle on Coyote Pass. And let's just say she was not a fan. After that experience, Janelle moved them into an apartment the following year. Sometimes practicality wins. As of 2026, Savannah keeps a low profile. There are rumors she may be living in North Carolina, but nothing is fully confirmed. She seems to value her privacy. Now we move on to Christine Brown's children, starting with Aspen Brown Thompson, born March 14, 1995. Aspen has always been known as one of the calmest and most responsible Brown kids. On the show, she often acted like a second mom to the younger siblings. She also had moments where she gently but firmly questioned Christine, especially about the move to Flagstaff. Like Gabe, she wasn't convinced it was the right decision. In fact, she reportedly banned talk of Flagstaff at her own wedding. That tells you how strongly she felt. Espen married Mitch Thompson, and recent reports suggest they're expecting their first child. They live in Salt Lake City, close to Christine, starting what looks like a beautiful new chapter together. Now, seriously, she's probably already given birth by now. We just don't have any confirmed news yet, which, yes, is a little frustrating for fans who are curious about the news. But on the other hand, we do have to respect her privacy. Still, we'd love to see a baby picture, wouldn't we? Okay, let's move on to Kody Brown Paedon, who was born on June 8, 1996. Kody brought one of the most memorable weddings to the show when she married Tony Paedon. Fans will remember the trip to Hawaii where she announced that Tony wanted to marry her. Christine was not pleased. She thought it was all moving way too fast. Well, joke's on everyone because Kody and Tony have really built something good together. They first met after Kody moved to Utah to work at a pawn shop. Today, the couple has 3 kids, including twins, and Kody is one of the most active Brown kids on social media. She has a Patreon where she discusses sister wives, reacts to episodes, and gives updates on their life. The family relocated to North Carolina so Tony could follow his dream of playing chess and so they could forge their own way. Recently, on a podcast, Kody revealed that in the early years of their marriage, she was a little bit open to the possibility of polygamy. However, Tony was never interested, and they both feel that they made the right choice in choosing monogamy. Next is Christine's only son, Paedon Rex Brown, born August 7, 1998. Paedon has been one of the more outspoken siblings online. He built a strong following on TikTok and, in earlier years, even gave interviews to outlets like Us Weekly, where he shared some behind-the-scenes insights. Recently, though, he's quieted down. Maybe he decided less is more. He also moved to North Carolina, joining what feels like a bit of a sibling migration to be closer to Janelle and others. There's a circulating video where Paedon talks about a fan approaching him and saying they hated his dad. Even though Paedon and Kody are estranged, he admitted that hearing someone insult his father didn't feel good. And honestly, that makes sense. Family relationships can be complicated, but they're still family. In an interview, he addressed the question everyone keeps asking. "Do you talk to your dad?" He responded, "Would you hate me if I did?" He shared that the last real in-person conversation he had with Kody was at Garrison's funeral. He didn't want to go into detail, only saying it did not go the way it could have gone, but it went a lot better than it could have gone. That says a lot without saying everything. Now let's talk about Kody Brown, born October 15, 2001. Kody wasn't heavily featured in early seasons, but she's become one of the most vocal adult children online. She married Beatriz Queiroz in 2023 and has built a YouTube presence where she reacts to episodes and shares her perspective on what really happened inside the Brown family. Many fans see Gwen as one of the most honest voices about the family dynamic. She's currently the only Brown child still living in Flagstaff. She's also traveled recently, including trips to Austria and Germany. Gwen has had a long-standing feud with Paedon, and from what she's shared publicly, her relationship with Kody isn't in the best place either. Next is Isabel Brown, born June 13, 2003. One of the most emotional storylines in Sister Wives history centered around Isabel's scoliosis surgery. Christine took her across the country to New Jersey for the procedure while Kody stayed behind due to COVID concerns. That decision deeply impacted viewers, and it seems Christine herself became a turning point. A moment where Christine realized she could handle the hard things on her own. Today, Isabel is believed to be living in the Salt Lake City area and remains very close to Christine. There are rumors she may have a boyfriend, and she recently graduated from the University of Utah. In her graduation post, she proudly used the hashtag "I have a degree." And honestly, as she should, she's especially close to her sister Gwen. Now Christine's youngest child, Truly Brown, born April 13, 2010. We literally watched Truly grow up on camera. From her birth to her funny childhood moments, she's always had a strong personality. 2 major moments stand out. First, when she became seriously ill with kidney failure, a terrifying time for the family. And second, the unforgettable bike riding scene. When Kody tried to teach her to ride, she firmly said, "It's my body. If I don't want to ride a bike, I don't need to ride a bike." That moment? Pure Truly energy. As of 2026, she's a teenager, which feels wild to say. She lives in Salt Lake City with Christine and David and mostly stays out of the spotlight. Now let's move on to Robin's children. First, Paedon Brown, born January 16, 2000. Paedon was adopted by Kody after Kody and Robin legally married, a major turning point in the series. When the adoption was announced to the family, it was emotional, and Paedon's reaction seemed thoughtful and reserved. He later graduated from college and has chosen a very private life. He hasn't appeared on Sister Wives in quite some time, which has led to plenty of fan speculation. Does he live nearby? Is he in the RV on the property? No one really knows. Fans definitely want a Paedon update. Next is Aurora Brown, born June 4, 2002. Aurora had several emotional storylines, including struggles with panic attacks and navigating faith and relationships. She remains close to Robin and keeps a low public profile today. Then there's Brianna Brown, born April 10, 2004. Brianna became more visible in later seasons as part of Robin's close-knit household. In 2026, she also lives a mostly private life, and there aren't many public updates about her. Now, Solomon Brown, born October 27, 2011. Solomon's birth was featured on the show, and shortly after he was born, Robin offered to be a surrogate for Mary, another emotional moment in the series. He's Kody and Robin's youngest son and has appeared occasionally in more recent seasons. From what viewers have observed, he seems very close to Kody and may have received more direct time and attention from him than some of the older boys. Finally, Ariella Brown, born January 10, 2016. Ariella is the youngest of all 18 Brown children. Fans watched her early childhood on the show, and she continues to grow up mostly outside of the spotlight. So, final thoughts on the Brown kids in 2026. These children grew up in one of the most unique families ever shown on reality television. Today, their lives look completely different. Some are married with kids. Some have chosen privacy. Some speak openly. Some have healed. And some losses, like Garrison's, have permanently changed the family dynamic. Even though the original plural marriage has ended and the structure of the family has transformed, many of the siblings still share strong bonds. And honestly, kids are what keep Sister Wives compelling. Viewers are invested in their journeys now more than ever. So tell me, which update surprised you the most? And who's your favorite Brown child? Bye guys! And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel.